Now in YouTube, I'm the TOFF man, and welcome back to some more All the Mods Season 2. Now today guys, we're going to get straight into the action. There has been an update into All the Mods, which added AgriCraft, one of my favourite mods of all time. However, it hasn't quite been integrated into the pack as of yet, and you can't use canola on the crop sticks, so unfortunately I can't do that in today's episode like I was wanting to do. But Today, guys, we're going to be doing a little bit of mining. Now, I'm not going to show any of that on camera, but I do need better tools in which to be able to mine with, because I'm sick and tired of dragging around my iron pickaxe and taking forever to do a bit of strip mining down there. So it's time to get into some Tinker's Construct. The first thing to start Tinker's Construct is to get yourself some grout, because you're going to need that to do the smeltery. So that is clay, gravel, and some sand. And then you smelt the grout up, and that will go ahead and create some seared brick. With the seared brick, you can make your smeltery. So to start off making the smeltery, you're going to need a smeltery controller, and that is literally, as it says, the brain of the smeltery. You're also going to need a seared tank. Now this is going to hold all the lava, in which is going to melt all of the metals that you put inside your smeltery. You're going to want a smeltery drain so that you can get your fluid out of the smeltery itself. And along with the smeltery drain, you do need a faucet, because that will pull from the smeltery grain itself. Drain. You're also going to need something to pour it onto, and that would be a casting table that will help you make items using your molten metals, as it says right there. Now what you can also do, which I'm not going to actually craft, is a casting basin, and that will take your molten metals and make big blocks of them. So it'll take 9 bits of your molten metal and make it into a block of iron, say for example. But I don't want one of them, guys, because I've got my setup that's behind me. I've already got my ore doubling all ready and raring to go. The good thing about the smeltery is it doesn't require power, it just requires lava. However, we're okay with what we've got at the moment, and this is only going to get better. So I like this particular setup that I've got. If I was being efficient about it, I would go ahead and use the smeltery, but I'm not all about efficiency sometimes. The good thing, guys, about having Ender IO capacitor banks put into your system, so you can see we've got the power going out into the capacitor, and we've got power going out of the capacitor on all of the different ways there. The good thing about it, guys, is you can see how much power exactly that you're using, a net gain or net loss. At the moment, I've got this running. No, I haven't. At the moment, I've got this running, should I say, and I've got this running. So it's taking the power, and this is putting the power back in. So we're running on a plus 10 RF per tick at this moment in time. And of course, if we do add that oil generator to the list, have we got enough oil yet? Not quite. But if we do add that to the list as well, of course, we're going to end up with such a massive net gain. So eventually, when all of this is sorted and things are automated, this is going to be very efficient in the way that it's going to work. And lastly but no means least, when it comes to the smeltery, is the seared bricks. Now you don't have to use seared bricks, you can use other little bits and bobs as well, but we're going to stick with seared bricks for the moment. And I'm only going to make a little smeltery because basically it's for my tool making capabilities. Now it's daytime, let's get to making the smeltery. Now the base has to be, well, it doesn't have to be, but it's better, I think, to have like a 2x2 base on the bottom, filled with seared bricks. Now you are going to need your controller. Let's pop that right here, there, and you're going to need your smeltery drain, your seared tank, all part of the main structure. So let me get that done, and I'll show you what I mean. And here we go. The smeltery is now finished up and ready and raring to go. The lava goes into there, as you can see, and this is a very, very basic smeltery, just a very, very basic smeltery. We can put some stuff in there, we can melt it down with the lava that we've got, and we can create certain things with it. Now the first thing that we're going to do, guys, let's just pop that there, is I want to create something called brass. Now I believe that this will work. I don't know, I have never tried this before, but we're going to put in 3 copper and 1 zinc, and that will make us the alloy of brass. Oh, it apparently, I didn't need as much copper, I don't think. But we've got 3 brass there, and we've got 1 ingot of copper. Click on the brass to make it go to the bottom, because that's what we're going to be using. And I've placed inside there a seared brick. Now, hopefully, this will make us casts. And I believe it is actually making us casts. That's fantastic. That's great stuff. Now, that's given us an ingot cast, which means basically whatever kind of molten metal is inside there, if we drain this out into here, it will make an ingot out of that particular molten metal. Of course, we don't want ingots, but still, it's nice to have. We're going to want to make something like blank patterns, and the reason why is because we're going to need all of the different blocks that we need for Tinker's Construct. The first thing that we're going to make is a pattern chest, and the reason why is I'm going to slap that right next to the smelter here, and we're going to put in our casts inside there. So anytime that we want to use a different cast, we just go in here, we pick it out, we put it onto here, we put the other one into there. Other than that, it's pretty simple to get all of the different blocks that you're going to need from Tinker's Construct. You've got the part builder, which requires an oak wood. You've got the tool station, which requires a crafting table. And you've got the stencil table, which requires a birch wood plank. And we're also going to make another pattern chest so it can hold all of the different patterns from Tinker's Construct. Now the good thing about these is if you place them in a row, it will also use all of the different ones. So you can see inside here we've got the stencil table. If we go ahead, and I'm going to put the, by the way, the pattern chest does have to be near the part builder. So it has to be next to the part builder in order to be able to get to it. And of course the tool station will pop down there. But if we go into any of these, there should be, oh there isn't actually. Where's it gone? There's usually tabs across the top there that you can switch between them all. Maybe I've done something wrong here. Well, I'm really not quite sure what's going on here, guys, but it doesn't seem to work as it used to. I'm not really quite sure why. But in the part builder here, you do still have access to the pattern chest. It's right there on the left-hand side. And interestingly enough, in the stencil table, when you've done your particular stencil, let's put our blank patterns into there, you can put them straight into the pattern chest from here. So we're going to want a pickaxe. So we're going to need a pickaxe head. We're going to need a tool rod. And we're also going to need a binding pattern. Now we've got all those in the pattern chest now, as you can see, and we can make those different parts through the part builder. And the way that we do this, I'm just going to make a really crude one just to be able to show you guys. So in the part builder, I've got a load of cobblestone inside there. You'll notice when you hover over these that it's got a material cost. Now that's how many of the particular item that's in there that it will use to create the said part. So this one will create a pickaxe head, but it will use 2 of the cobblestone. But we're going to need that anyway. And the tool rods, instead of making them out of cobblestone, we're just going to make them out of normal bog standard wood. So now we've got a wooden tool rod and also a wooden binding. Now we can go ahead and make a pickaxe with this by putting them into those each slots. We can name the pickaxe as well in this little bar here, and that will give us a stone pickaxe. However, I really don't want a stone pickaxe to start things off with. So let's make a metal head to put on our particular pickaxe. Now we've still got some molten brass inside here, and it is going to need that. So you put your stone pattern inside here, your stone pickaxe head, and just pour your stuff over the top of it. And I think that's only going to use one. Yes, it's only going to use one ingot to create the cast itself. Now, we don't want this copper in here, and we don't want this brass in here anymore. So let's take this out. Let's use our ingot cast and get them out as ingots. Et voila! That is now done. And we're going to stick a couple of bits of iron in here so we can make an iron pickaxe head. That's the molten iron now done. Let's go and pour this into the casting table and make ourselves a pickaxe head. Now it will of course use 2 pieces of iron because it requires 2 material cost. So let's take that out of there. Now we've got an iron pickaxe head, which has a little thing on there saying magnetic. Now I do believe somewhere in here there is a book. There it is. The materials and new book is really useful in figuring out what sort of things can do what. So let's take a look at the tool materials and see what iron will do for us. Now iron has the magnetic 2 trait. Hitting things attracts nearby things, and that is true. If an item is flying all over the floor, so let's say for example you've been mining, so that's over there, and you mine something with your iron pickaxe head, it will automatically attract the items to you so that you can then pick them up. Let's really quickly, before it's night time, make that iron pickaxe. So there it is. An iron pickaxe. Now the good thing about using one of the Tinker's Construct iron pickaxes over the Minecraft normal vanilla ones is the fact that you can repair these if they break, whereas if these break you have to make a brand new one every time. You don't have to do that with the iron pickaxes. You can just go ahead and go into the tool station here. You can put your iron pickaxe in the middle there and just stick an ingot on any of these slots around there and it will repair it, and you can just drag it out of there and that will be fine. It will be back to normal again. The next thing on the list with Tinker's Construct, guys, is to get a tool forge. Now, you can make this many different ways with different metals that you get along the line, but I've got tons and tons of copper, so I think the best thing to use is copper for the particular tool forge. So you're going to need a tool station, you're going to need 3 seared bricks, and you're going to need your blocks of metal. And that, of course, is going to make me a tool forge. Now, the great thing about the tool forges, let me just put it here because I'm not going outside at night, is it will allow you to create some tools that you couldn't necessarily create with the tool station that's down there, namely the hammer. This hammer is fantastic because it allows you to do 3x3 mining with one single brick of the block that's in front of you. So we're going to make a hammer. Looking through the book, guys, it's really good to have a look at what the individual metals and individual materials can do for what you're trying to create. So, just out of interest, guys, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. If we look at iron, for instance, if you use iron as a handle, it's not a very good way of doing this because the modifier is 0.85. So actually, it will make your hammer durability and stuff like that, it will make it less by 0.85. Well, it won't, it's by 0.15, but it will make it less either which way. A good note as well is the durability. So even if we use firewood, the modifier is 1, so it won't change in any way, shape or form, but it will drop the durability by 200, so you don't particularly want to use that. One of the easier things that I can get hold of at the minute is either wood, because that adds a durability of 25, and it also has a handle modifier of 1, so it's just going to stay the same, or even better for this particular thing is bronze, which adds a durability of 70 and a modifier of 1.1, so it actually adds to the tool that you're making. Now, the interesting thing is when you're making a hammer, you don't require, let's have a quick look so you can see. So as you can see, when you're making a hammer, guys, there is the handle. It's a big handle. You're going to need it's a TOFF tool rod, I think it is. And you've got the hammer head, which doesn't actually add anything to your mining speed. It doesn't add anything like that. It's the plates that do the mining for you, and it's the plates that add the mining speed and stuff like that. The hammer head itself doesn't do that. Let me show you. So here you are, look guys, if you have a look down here, it says extra, and that is what that's part of. The hammer head, the bit that goes on the middle there, that is the extra part of it. Now it adds durability, and it also adds whatever that you add to it. So it's magnetic or auto smelt, depending on what item you use. Now the thing is, we want something with a lot of durability, but we also want something that's going to be actually useful for us later on down the line. So we need to find something for that. Now, the head itself, which is going to be the plates, that's what does the mining level, and that's what does the mining speed. So it's very, very important to make sure that this is the best one that you can possibly put onto your particular tool, which again, I think for us, until we get further on down the line, is in fact bronze. With a durability of 430, a mining speed of 6.8, and a mining level of diamond, it means we can pretty much mine whatever we like in the overworld. So for this particular thing, we're going to need a large plate pattern, we're going to need the hammerhead pattern, and we're going to need a tough tool rod pattern. So the hammerhead pattern, which is the extra part, we're actually going to use wood for this. And the reason why we're using wood is because it's ecological. It will actually repair itself over time. It doesn't add that much durability, but that's going to come from the handle, and that's going to come from the actual plate heads themselves. So I'm not particularly bothered about this. Plus, of course, we're not going to do this as a handle, but if we did, it would be a 1.0 modifier, so it'd be fine. But anyway, we're going to use the wooden hammerhead for this particular thing. So we're going to make a metal cast of the plate. Let's pour that over there. And we're also going to make a metal cast of the tough stone tool rod. And I'm left with a few left over, so let's just pour them out. So for both of the plates, and of course for the handle as well, we're going to stick with bronze for the moment. And the reason why, we've got, of course the handle is modifier is 1.1, which is always great, but the durability is good as well as the mining level. And the mining speed is not too bad either. But it also gives this dense trait, which your tool lasts longer when it has less durability. So let's get enough bronze to be able to make our hammer. Well guys, that's a ton of bronze there, so let's get doing this. These plates, by the way, they cost 8 material cost per one, and we need 2 of them. And also the tough tool rod requires 3. Well, with that being done, guys, we can now go ahead and make our plates. So let's put that into there, let's put that into there. Now we've got a wood bronze hammer, Well, that doesn't sound very good, so let's just name it hammer. There we go. Brilliant. Now that is dense and ecological. It's also got a few durability, a few modifier slots, should I say, onto there as well. So you see, modifiers we can allow 3. So actually, we can up anything of that. Now, the mining speed is actually 1.76. So I'm wondering if the wood has something to do with that in the middle there. But either which way, we can upgrade that if we so wish. Now, you can change different parts that are inside your hammer. So you can put your hammer into here, and whatever you want to change inside there, say for example we wanted to change the actual head in the middle from wood to bronze, say for example, we just put a bronze hammer head in here and it will allow us to change that particular thing. But that hammer is great because it will allow me to mine a hell of a lot quicker than what I can do with a pickaxe. It looks like at some stage, guys, I may have misrepresented what I've said, because apparently this thing has a mining level of stone. So I'm really not quite sure. It must be the wooden thing in the middle there. So I'm just going to put that to bronze. And as you can see, the durability is massive. The mining speed has gone up. And the mining level certainly has gone up to diamond now. Now, to repair this thing, it will need bronze, so it will take whatever repair. I think it's the plates. I'm not quite sure about that one, but it will take that. It's pretty much bronze. It's a bronze hammer. It's a full bronze hammer now, so it will require that to be able to repair it. So let's go and have a quick mine. Misinformation aside, this is much better. Look at this, guys. This will be mining in no time. Fantastic. The only thing is, I wish they'd bring back the right-click functionality so it would make me do torches at the same time. Oh, this is so much easier. Well, guys, after creating my hammer now, we're going to start work on the outside and getting this canola plant up and ready and raring to go, along with all of the little bits and bobs, and get it fully automated, like I said last episode. I want to delve into a new mod, guys, and that is Chisels and Bits. Now, I've made myself a diamond chisel from Chisels and Bits, and created a load of this polished andesite from this particular thing here. And the way that you do that, let's just pop this down so I can show you. You can see that we've got single bits, and we can actually just take away single tiny bits of this block. Now, that's pretty awesome, guys. It really is. I'm just going to put them back. Because if you go into here and you scroll, if you shift and scroll, you can choose how much you actually want to take out of a block. Down from single bits to grid-sized 1/8 size cubes, 1/4 quarter size, half size, and then you can do them in lines and planes, which is absolutely great as well. Connected planes, small cubes, medium cube, large cube, same material. Drawn region, connected material, and then back to single bits again. Basically, I'm going to want to go into these lines because I want to make a slope. I want to make a nice slope going all the way up here, guys. Actually, probably from this block onwards, so it kind of sticks into the hill there. Let me do something and I'll be right back. Right, I came inside because it was night time and I've created this, guys. Now, this is, well, it's very, very basic, but I believe we can just pickaxe this up, and I hope we can. Yeah, there we go. We've got a chiseled rock, a polished andesite, which is fantastic. Now, we're going to want a Chisels and Bits bag in a moment, and that'll help me hold all of these chiseled bits that I've got, because there's absolutely loads of them. Now, I do believe it will have to be this way around, so let me grab that. Pop that there. Oh, that looks pretty good, actually. That's really good. Now, the good thing with Chisels and Bits is you can actually do this as a template. So let me go and have a look at this. With Chisels and Bits, guys, you get some things called designs, and there's a positive chisel design, there is a negative chisel design, and there's a mirror chisel design. But what we wanted, guys, is the negative chisel design. It means it's going to take bits out of a block that's already been placed to do the template that you've used. So, this, for example, this was clear. I've just right-clicked this box. So now if I right-click this, it will spit a load of Chisels and Bits everywhere and make an absolute right mess of everything, because we've got an inventory full of Chisels and Bits. That's why we need a bag, really need a bag. Now, this will help us carve out what we want to carve out on the front here. I'm going to make a little design on the front of this as well, I think, with the Chisels and Bits, because it's absolutely, I love this mod. I absolutely love this mod, and I'm really glad that we've got into some of this Chisels and Bits. I made myself a little automatic a manual flax farm for the moment, because I need the wool to make myself a chiseled bit bag. Oh, this is so much easier. This means I can go ahead and plant all of this stuff into my chiseled bit bag. Now this has storage for so many bits, it's going to make things a hell of a lot easier. Now the only thing is, using a negative chisel design does mean that we're going to take away from a block that already exists, but making a positive chisel design will take out of the bit bag that we've got and use all of the little bits that we have to go ahead and make that particular block instead. So let's go ahead and make one of those. And here we are, a positive chisel design. So to make this work, of course, we've got to right click this, and that will now store that inside there, so we can go ahead and make this chisel design wherever we so wish. So let's go ahead and pop that onto there, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that will use bits from our chisel bag. Let's have a look if we can do that again. I'm not sure if I want to do it again though on here, but let's take a look in the chisel bag. You can see 316 bits there, and actually that's using that's taking from the block itself. Oh, here we go, look. We can press the left alt and that will actually let us do it look placement. And I think that will use the stuff now from our chiseled bit bag. So you can see there's 8,380 in there. Now there's 6,204. So that has now placed it out of our bit bag. Oh, this mod is amazing. Actually, I think this looks pretty cool for an entrance to maybe an underground base, guys. I'm not quite sure on this. I'm going to have to work on it with a bit of chisels and bits and get things sorted there. But maybe an underground base won't be a bad thing, actually. It wouldn't be a bad thing. Let's get to it. Okay, some misinformation once again, guys. It seems to be an episode for that today. But either which way, okay, so this positive chisel design is actually meaning that the design can only be used on that particular block, whereas the negative chisel design can be used on any particular block that isn't that one, apparently. So I've been told. And what I need to look for, guys, is I want the chiseled fluid bit tank. Now this thing is amazing. So we need 3 bits of glass, a wood, and an iron ingot for this. And here we go, the chiseled fluid bit tank. Now this thing is amazing. I'm going to put this outside for the moment. That thing still hasn't grown. Right, I'm just going to stick it on the back here, and that's mainly because I'm working on my base. I don't want to show you just yet, but I am working on it, guys, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And what this will allow you to do is get bits for fluids, so like lava, water, so on and so forth. But if I can find the lava anywhere, that would be nice. I think there's one just down here. Lava, nice. Sticking the lava inside this tank. There we go. It provides the place with a bit of light as well, but it will allow us, with our chiseled bit bag, to just get some bits of lava. Now, how amazing is that? Now, not only will it allow you to place them, so if I hold that, it will allow me to just get everything rather than scrolling through. You can also undo and redo, so I've seen. But I do want to get a drawn region. That'd be fantastic. So, and there we go. We've got rid of that. Let's replace this little bit with lava. How awesome is that? It does actually work as a light source. So long as there's enough lava there, it will work as a light source. Otherwise, it's false light, so you've got to keep an eye on that as well. But other than that, guys, how amazing is that? You can do a whole load of stuff with chisels and bits, guys. And I am pretty sure that I'm going to be doing quite a lot of it during this series. One thing I need, guys, for my little build that's going on behind me, again, I'm not going to show you until it's absolutely finished, but I'm going to need white dye. And there's a good way of doing this, and that is to get the mystical white powder. We get these mystical white petals. Now we can actually plant these petals, and if we give them a bone meal effect, which I think we can do by a watering can, it will actually grow these. And I'm not sure if we can actually do these by a watering can, but it will actually grow these up to being full flowers again, and then you can shear them and you actually double the amount that you can get. Now through doing that, you can then use a mortar and pestle from Britannia. And then you can crush those leaves down into white dye, which is something that we're going to need. Also, crushing bones up will make 6 bone meal, and I'm going to need that apparently to grow the petals. Actually, just hitting these with bone meal will actually forcibly make these grow. So to do this, we're going to need some shears. Okay guys, I am ready to show you what I've been working on. Now, it's taken a while to be able to do, and I'm not that great with chisels and bits, I have to say. I'm getting used to it though, and I'm getting a little bit more creative when it comes to stuff like this, but look at this, guys. This is amazing. We've got this little chiseled rock, and it's like a little plaque with my name all the way across it. I think that looks great, but not only that, this entrance actually does look like something that, you know, it looks like a little bit like a vault that you're going down into. And look at this, guys. This is great. We've got polished andesite, which was a pain in the backside to go and get, all down the wall here. This hardened stone, even more of a pain in the backside to get. And of course, chiseled and bits, these well, like stairways really for this. And here we go, look, Melissa's doors. I have got a high-tech door from Melissa's door, which does that. How amazing is that? But not only that, guys, but look, this is only the start, of course. As you can see, there's a wall right here, so, but this is the start, and I think this looks absolutely amazing. Just nice and, oh, I missed a bit. Hang on, guys, hang on. Let's get this done. Is that the right thing? Have I got any more of these? I do. Okay. Let's just... Oh, that looks a lot better now. But yeah, this will be extended, of course. Whoops. There's an undo button on this thing. Oh, I love this mod. You know, and I do apologise for the misinformation at the start of this episode and pretty much all the way through the episode. Chisels and Bits is not something I'm very familiar with, and I'm literally only just playing around with the possibilities of this. I think I just need to tidy up the corners of these a little bit and try to make it blend more into this wall on the top here. But other than that, guys, I think we've got a nice corridor network going on here, and I'm going to get them all on positive chisel designs as well, so that later on down the line I don't have to mess around. But we're going to extend this out, and we're going to end up with rooms as well coming off these corridors, of which we can then put different things in the different rooms, starting, of course, with all the canola bits and bobs. So the canola will get grown. I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to do that inside or outside. Pretty much everything I've got will be moved. Certainly everything down there will be moved down into their own little rooms and stuff down in my underground base, and that's pretty much how I want to roll. Like, I mean, the tree farm, that will stay up here because it needs the space. I could do a massive room downstairs and do with a tree farm in there, and maybe that's something I might do later on down the line. But for the moment, everything is looking great, and this is a really, really good start with Chisels and Bits. I do hope you're enjoying the series, guys, and the different format that it does bring. I apologise, like I said, for the bits of misinformation that I've given you, but we will get there. We will get there as a whole. Certainly, you guys have been liking the series, the ones that have been commenting so far, and please do, you know, put your comments down there about what you like about the series and what you could see improved as well. And we will revisit that a little bit later on down the line. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. This is going to be the end of episode 2. Until next time, I've been the Top Man. As always, stay safe.